Happy Thursday morning to our viewers. How are you guys doing today? Hope you had an awesome night. If you did not, well, hopefully by the time you're through viewing this program this morning, you'll be better, in a better mood. And that's the aim. Let's see what's going on in our news desk.
Good morning. After much protest from educators across the region, the Caribbean Examination Council, or CXC, has reversed the decision to drop 4 subjects. The Secondary Schools Principals Association here and Helen's Daughters, which were not happy with the original proposal, have expressed satisfaction with the reversal of the decision.
The agricultural science double award is something that they've been doing for decades, as a matter of fact. Because it is a more accelerated agricultural science program, and you'd understand and appreciate that the Jamaican students would be up for that type of challenge. What it does as well is it better equips them moving forward in the agricultural sector. So I think that the students are going to benefit tremendously from that, because we do have a cohort of students who are pursuing the double award. But even for the human resource at the school, what happens to the agricultural science teachers when, CXC stops rolling out the double award program at other schools as well, not just at St. Mary's College. So I think there are quite a few implications that CXC did not take into consideration.
After meeting with regional education ministers on Tuesday, CXC pledged to collaborate more closely with stakeholders before making such significant decisions moving forward. The search continues for a nuclear gauge that went missing off a construction site here in 2022. The device, if tampered with or used inappropriately, can be potentially dangerous, resulting in radiation sickness or even death.
We constantly use radiation in many medical forms. We need to also ensure public safety and that there are safe uses for radiation and radiation-related issues. We use it in diagnostics for our medical system, and we need to ensure that our public is safe when they access those facilities, that those instruments are properly calibrated, and that when they reach the end of life, that they are properly disposed.
Commerce Minister Emma Hippolyte headed a delegation to the International Conference on Nuclear Security, or ICONS 2024, from the 20th to the 24th of May in Vienna, Austria. Vernie Manuel, the director of the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, also attended ICONS 2024. St. Lucia's Minister for Health, Moses Jean-Baptiste, speaking at the 77th World Health Assembly in Geneva, Switzerland, repeated the commitment of the government towards the implementation of universal health care.
Mr. President, Director General, delegates, I thank you for this opportunity. St. Lucia notes and applauds the theme All for Health, Health for All, under which this year's assembly is convened. The government of St. Lucia pursues health policies that are evidence-based, all-inclusive, equitable, accessible, and affordable. This is the basis of the Universal Health Coverage Program, which is currently being implemented. Significant emphasis is being placed on primary preventative services, which create an environment of healthy lifestyles through health education and promotion, encouraging regular exercise and healthy eating habits. Screening for and early detection of diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and certain types of cancers, among others, have been prioritized in St. Lucia to keep the healthcare costs to a manageable level. It is also to popularize the need for people to access care for all ages.
The minister was part of a delegation that included Ms. Jenny Daniel, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, as well as Dr. Sharon Belmar George, the island's Chief Medical Officer, or CMO. The Division of Gender Affairs has officially been handed its new office. The building is located at the corner of High and Chisel Streets and also houses the National Council of Voluntary Women's Organizations, providing a significant boost to the gender equality initiatives here in St. Lucia.
The Department of Gender cannot operate on its own. It must get the support of civil society organizations as well as non-governmental organizations for it to function. Already, it is a department that does not have a large staff, and therefore, if it tries to work on its own to bring about gender equality in the society, they will not achieve much. So civil society organizations and NGOs have to play a critical role in advancing the issue of gender equality.
Director of Gender Affairs, Ms. Jeannie Joseph, counted the Gender Affairs Minister among the gender champions and applauded the significant investments by the government of St. Lucia in gender-related programs and initiatives. These are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
As always, thanks, Kendall. We need to take a short break. We'll be back. Stopped off in Border Wash. Who ever thought that, you could have such an extensive conversation on paints and a lot more? But we caught up with Francine from Performance Paints. The aroma in here is just nice. I don't know about you. I have this thing. I like to smell paints. So you learned something about me, a funny something about me. I'm here with Francine. We're here at Performance Paint in Border Wash. 14 years, been in the business, been on the island providing that service. With that international renowned brand as well, the Benjamin Moore brand. So, Francine, we are honored to be in here. I mean, my eyes are all over the place because
it's captivating.
The colors, so many of them.
Thank you.
How are you, though?
Very well, thank you.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Tell us about, what's going on here. What it's like being in this business for 14 years.
It's a lot of hard work, but it's really a pleasure serving customers. We pride ourselves on good quality service, on product line, on keeping up with the demands of our customers. We have a broad section of customers, from architects to designers to international companies that come to St. Lucia that look forward to using the Benjamin Moore line of paints and stains. We are very extensive in terms of our product offering. Not only do we carry an architectural line of house paints and stains, but we also carry a wide range of automotive coatings as well.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh, that's unique.
Thank
'Cause most
you.
people do paints, they do paints,
Thank you.
Oh, you've got
So we carry our cabinet coatings as well. So not only should you look forward to using automotive coatings, but you can also have a wide variety of cabinet coatings, which is also economical for the end user. Our products are waterborne, dries very fast. They're zero VOC with very minimal smell and zero odor transmission. So the fumes as well is very, very minimal, if any, zero as well. And what makes it zero is not only the product is zero, the pigments are zero VOC, right? So we carry from the automotive line of paints, we carry architectural line of paints, stains. We have a broad section of industrial coatings as well. So when we have to do like for sea blast and all sorts of elements that we face,
I was just about to ask you that. Climate change is right there upon us,
Climate change is upon us, and that's why there's a lot of transition and change in the environment. There's a lot of new product lines that are coming up as well. So Benjamin Moore really does cater to all those types of, wide range of environmental impacts and change of people's tastes and requirements as well.
Wow. Sounds quite complete here if you ask me. Now, well, that's exactly why someone will actually should choose here, because the research has been done, so you know how to keep up with the times.
Yes.
And climate change is one of our biggest ones, if we would be honest with ourselves as well. What should we know? What else should we know?
We carry a wide range of textured coatings, floor coatings, epoxy coatings, and really for all kinds of institutions, whether it be health institutions, educational institutions. It's really a good company to come in and to have a discussion with us to find out what we have available that can really help schools and hospitals and all sorts of facilities that, that needs to be coated. If you think about it, everything has paint. Everything has to be coated, whether it's a cell phone or a wall, a house, So and also we not only cater to high income people, we also cater to people who are on a budget and want to, try to find a way to still use a good product and still get to maximize.
Wonderful. I was about to ask you as well because a little no-brainer like me comes in a place like that. I know what I need, but I don't really know what I need. So do you do consultancy as well?
We do a consultancy. We have to guide our customers in the right way. We ask them a lot of questions. It seems like interrogation, but it's important to know. And also using the right set of primer is important, you know. I mean, that's why we have a lot of paint failures and things are changing colors so drastically, is because if we don't use the right primers to seal those surfaces and use the right top coat, we can run into difficulties and challenges. So it's a lot of things to talk about. To do it in 5 minutes.
Who would have thought you're going to speak so much on paints? You know, quite a lot. I see you've got swimming pool paints and all of that.
We have swimming pool paints. We carry a wide range of swimming pool paints. We carry for your garage. Maybe you have like a particular wall, a retaining wall that has a lot of water that comes through. So we have all sorts of specialty coatings that we can use.
Is there specific paints for rust and these things?
Correct. So we have not only paint, but rust treatments and so forth. So yes.
Wow.
So we have all that.
Okay, so how can we connect? How can we stay in? And for persons who don't know.
For persons who don't know, we're in Waterwash. So we're in Waterwash right now at our store, our company. And our contact number is 712-9726, or our store number is 450-3078.
Do you have online presence? Can we see all of those beautiful
yes,
colors?
all these things are online. Like you can WhatsApp us, and then we can send you all of the information.
Wonderful. Francine, you're amazing.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to just take in some of the aura off in here. The Kiwanis Club recently conducted their voting process to select their new executive, and they now have a new executive in place. Let's meet them. Here with Vanessa Long, the beautiful and vibrant Vanessa Long, and we are going to talk about the newly conducted or wrapped up election process in the Kiwanis Club. You guys have new executive?
Yes, we have a new executive that will be commencing, obviously, the new year for 2024-2025. So just like any organization, you know, an organization like ours has to be run by an executive or board of directors. We have a president-elect, vice, some instances you may have a vice president, treasurer, secretary, and of course we have directors who will be manning the business of Kiwanis.
Right. Now tell me, were you nominated? Did you sign up for any of these posts?
I knew you would have asked that. Well, I am currently the, no, I was the secretary in the last, let me tell you, I change positions all the time. I was the secretary in about 2 years ago, and this this current administration, I am the president-elect. Now, in normal Kiwanis business, normally the president-elect would be your next president.
Okay.
Transition into the role. Because what it is, if anything currently happens to our president, I would be the next in line to assume her role. But things happen where you can decide, because people wonder, okay, if you're the president-elect, why aren't you the president? Normally speaking, this would be what would happen. But this year I decided, for the coming year, I decided because of personal matters, I would like to take just a little backseat on that particular role. However, for persons who would want to know how it happens and how can you become part of the executive of a club like ours, Kiwanis Club of Castries. So what happens, we have what we call a past president and election committee, and they would normally sit together, put the names of persons they would obviously think would be best suited for the roles to man the club or to manage the affairs of the club from the hierarchy standpoint. Of course, they would sit with the persons or contact them and say, hey, for example, and say, hey, Marine, I think Marine would be a good president for the upcoming year. And of course, if you decide and say, yes, I think I can vie for that position, then all of the names that they would propose will be brought up to at the board level.
Right.
And of course, the individuals, you would have to now meet with them on a small scale like ours. Persons would just say, okay, yes, I'm interested, or maybe they would decline and say, no, I'm not. But then all of the names of the proposed executive will be brought through at the board level and afterwards on the floor level at a general meeting.
What is it? How do you sign on to a club of that sort? What does it take to become a member?
So what it takes really, persons who are interested in joining any service organization like ours, you would come, obviously, you would say, okay, Vanessa, I see what you're doing and I want to be part of this. We will invite you to 1 or 2 of our meetings, let's say maybe 3 meetings. You come, because we really want you to see if this is what you are part of. At first I was a little culture shocked because I thought it was just come have fun because this is what I saw. But there's a structure in place where you have to actually go through the meetings, and our meetings will entail, of course, discussing projects. So sometimes we get persons who would come to us, schools, write to us for various things, and you really have to sit there and dissect all of that. But in addition to that, we need to find ways to get monies also to do the business of Kiwanis. So when you come and you sit down, all the heads come together, you see, okay, if this is something you really want to be part of. After that, you would need to take part into a few projects. So for example, one of the projects can be cleaning up a school, refurbishing a library, helping a kid with, let's just say, school supplies and with homework or whatever the case may be. After we've recognized that you have ticked on a few projects and you are capable enough of not just coming to the parties and the good time, the fellowship, but also doing the volunteer work, this is when we sit down with you and discuss how expensive it is to be part of the Kiwanis Club of Castries. When I say expensive, I know maybe you're watching what she's talking about. Members have to pay dues. So we would sit down with you and say, okay, to become a member, this is what it would cost. Because we do have fundraising projects and we also have to pay. We don't come for free at our fundraisers. We have to pay to be part of the fundraiser projects. So when you look at on a yearly basis, we basically tell you the fee it would cost for the year. So you would have to factor that into your regular budget and obviously see, okay, it's not just volunteering, but it's also pouring money into the community if I can be part of that. Yeah. Then, of course, we'd have to do a background check on you. Because you are dealing with kids, it would recognize that obviously you would not need to have no police record and you would have to have a good social standing out there. In sense of, when I say social standing, I'm not just talking about having a good job, but also not being one who is into the drama and having a bad name, in other words. You have to be one of good character. Once you have passed all of those steps, obviously, we would induct you into the club, have a nice little ceremony with you, and of course, get you into being a member of our club.
Sounds intense if you ask me. So, listen, I was contemplating. I said, no, we can't bother. That's a lot. But certainly, everything has its place, and everyone has their role to play as well. So congratulations to the new elect.
Yeah. So our newly executive, which will be commencing from, obviously, our new year, which normally starts from September, October into 2024, going all the way into September 2025. Our president will be Krisha Dalsey, President-elect Andrew Calendar. Our Vice President will be Lampia Polius Springer, Secretary Myron Snack, Treasurer Vincentia Herman, our immediate past President Dora Henry, and we have 3 board of directors: Marianne Montoot, Herman Joseph, Donalyn Joseph.
National Schools Calypso competition is on again. Second year since its revamping, and it promises to be another exciting time coming this Friday. Here's Bachelor to tell us more. This is no stranger to us here. If you are authentic Lucian, you will know this gentleman. Well, just in case you don't know him, I'm here with Bachelor, and we are going to be talking about the Schools Calypso competition. Now, last year, This came back on stream and it was such a hit. What a hit it was. I indulged and I had a wonderful time. I even went to the competition and it was such nice rivalry. You know, the level of competition and the excitement of the youths. And I'm excited again because here we are once more. Bachelor, you're the man responsible for what is happening this year, this Friday to be exact.
Well, I'm responsible for getting the schools ready, for making sure they are prepared, that their songs are written way in advance, the audition segment so that we can select, the judges could select 10 primary schools, 10 secondary schools. So that entire segment before rehearsals actually begin into the show. And from that point, CPMC takes over.
Takes over.
Yes.
But so what was it like? I mean, that is a critical part, that part that you're responsible for. Going and liaising with the schools, you know, seeking out those talented youths, seeing the enthusiasm. What was it like? Were they very eager?
Well, we always start very early. From September, the beginning of the school year, messages go out, emails go out to get the schools to start seeking writers, those who need. The problem is always the procrastination. That's how we are as Caribbean people. We wait for the last minute. However, CPMC sent some official message to principals, district education officers, and we did get quite a few more people on board as compared to last year. We had 40 participants. That's the highest number that ever auditioned. And quite a few of them were also from down south, which was a personal objective of mine to get more participation from the south schools. So we always do start early and everything went smoothly right through to auditions. Of course, some schools were still not ready and were not able to participate, something that we are continuing to work on. The quality this year, in my opinion, is, if not similar to last year, even a little better. I've been at rehearsals every day listening to the students. The quality of the songs are good. We did have a workshop to prepare the students as usual to get them to work on their stage presence because that is extremely important. You could have the best song, best writer. It's all about your performance. Calypso is a performance art. So to try to get the students to improve on their performance, use of mic, connecting with the audience. And I'm looking forward to seeing them execute it on Friday.
No, you're a man. You're an icon in the business as well. So how does now, man? You're an icon in the business. What's wrong with you, man? No, let me take my little thing there and take your little thing and gloat in the little thing a little bit because we respect you on that level. You being involved with the youths at that level and seeing what the future looks like. How hopeful, how optimistic, how excited are you?
I am always excited about the possibility of the students going over into the big yard, as we put it, the big tents. But for some reason, there's a missing link between when the students leave school and the senior tents. And this is what we need to work on. I'm not sure what I can do from my end, but definitely some of the Calypso tents have been trying to rope in some of the students. I can tell you for a fact, it's just the psychology of people sometimes, unless somebody personally contacts you to do something, you will just not do it. And I think it helps, that one-on-one contact. So if the tents continue to reach out to the students when they leave secondary school or when they go to Sir Arthur Lewis, I think we can bridge that gap between the secondary schools and the senior tents. That's just what's missing.
Right. Well, it's always room for improvement. And what would you like to put out there in terms of us as a general body in support for the young ones coming up this Friday?
First of all, particularly the schools, I would like us to reach that point where we are like, how do they call these secondary school sports? There's a name for it now. There's a new branding.
Oh, okay.
But the point is, whether your school is participating or not, to come out and support the show, come out and support the other students. There are a number of schools, just because they're not on board, they have no representative, then they don't even bother to attend. We want it to be a whole school thing like it used to be in the past. In the past, everybody came out in large numbers to support the students. We are hoping to get back there. So on Friday is just an open invitation to all schools primarily. Come with a class, come with more, support the show. And of course, the general public also invited to attend.
Wonderful. And do you know the time frame and the cost?
We are hoping to start at 10 a.m. and from experience, the show usually ends at about maybe 2 o'clock. The cost is $20 for adults and $10 for students. Yes, it's been like that for decades.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Mr. Bachelor, we appreciate your contribution to the art form in so many ways and forms. And we are happy to see that you're actually involved with the youths and getting them prepared in such a manner as well. So thank you and kudos to you. We look forward to Friday.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Well, wonderful. This is our Thursday show. I hope you're going out and be amazing and great today. And you be kind to yourself today. Be gentle with yourself. Have grace, a little grace on you. Sometimes you're a little too tough on yourself. I don't know who needed to hear this, but walk away with that information today. And let's do this again tomorrow. We'll be kicking off the weekend then.